And, this will be impressive enough, 7 of 14 from the field. Really, what it should show you is all the green dots on the free throw line.
Yes.
Because that's where he's done his damage in this series so far. 12 more tonight on his way to 27 points. As I mentioned earlier, big fella, plus 43 in this series through 3.
That's pretty good, huh?
We will get the question started with Crystal Soltas.
Hey, Joel, congratulations on the win. What part of your identity as a team is the way that you respond through the adversities after the loss in game 1? Now you lost Danny Green through the game. What it means that when the way that you want to that?
We're resilient. We got a lot of weapons. Got a lot of guys that can play. But Danny's a big part of what we've been doing all season, so I hope we get him back, as soon as possible. But it's the same mindset. We gotta, keep it going. Starts defensively and offensively, just moving the ball.
Next, we will go to Paul Hedrick.
Hey, Joel. First of all, your question you're probably tired of answering, but how are you feeling, and how are you feeling with the ankle or whatever happened there when you landed on Colin's foot?
I'm okay. I'm standing up. I'm walking. I finished the game. So I'm gonna keep getting back up. I'm gonna keep fighting. That's been me. Since I started playing basketball. So I'm gonna keep fighting, and that's been my motto. Whatever happens, get back up and keep it going.
And just to follow up, how big was Ben in the third quarter? And I don't know, did you have any kind of message to him at halftime about maybe wanting him to be a little more aggressive?
Oh yeah, I saw the way they were guarding me. Capella was. He didn't want to leave me alone, even if I was a half court. It just seemed like, they just didn't want me to touch the ball. And, as soon as the ball was in the air, they kind of, doubled me. But I just told him, I was like, he needs to be aggressive and he needs to attack because there's a lot of space, especially with the way they're guarding me. So I told him to just be aggressive and just go out there and just dominate.
Thanks.
Kai Carlin.
Hey, what's going on, Joe? Just real quick, wanted to ask you how you assess the team's defense against Trae Young tonight, just from a whole standpoint against him.
We did, as good of a job as we could. He's a smart basketball player. A lot of people complain we complain about fouls, but me being in the same situation about getting on the free throw line, it's more about basketball IQ. So it's hard to guard him, especially coming off those picks, and you can't get close to him because he's smart enough to know how to get to the free throw line. But I thought our guys, we did a good job, just trying to stay as close as possible, and me in the pick and roll, just making sure I have to worry about, the roller, and then also making sure they don't get easy shots. That's tough to do, especially because his favorite shot is also the floater, but I thought we did a good job on them.
Thanks, Joe.
Keith Pompey.
Joe, how tough has this been on your body? I'm playing, the first 2 games, it didn't look like anything was wrong with you. You were moving. It just seemed like this game in the second half, you can just tell that you were laboring. But like you said, you could tell that you wanted to stay in and win the game for your team. How tough has this been, and what do you have to go through to just get on the court and play?
It's tough. There's really no difference between the first 2 games and then tonight. Tonight I felt like I kind of I rolled my ankle a little bit and I landed on my back. But when it comes to the knee and the torn meniscus, it's not easy. Just gotta keep it going. I guess give my best, give it the best shot as much as I can, give everything I got, and but as far as getting ready to play basketball, it is tough, but that's my job. I gotta get a lot of treatment. I gotta lift. Gotta do whatever is necessary to make sure that happens.
And Joe, there was once a time when you would get double and triple teamed, you would pass out, things didn't always go right, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, forget it, I got to turn and face and shoot. It seems like in the first half you had 10 points, you only attempted 3 shots, but just talk about the poise you had and just making all the right plays. It wasn't about scoring, it was about sticking with it this time.
Oh yeah, I mean, one team's not gonna guard me that way. They're not gonna leave me alone, and they're gonna come as soon as the ball is in the air towards me. That means one of my teammates is open. I've come a long way, but I feel like this year, the game might just slow down for me. The way I see the floor is completely different than previous years. Some nights it's gonna be good, some nights I'm gonna turn the ball over. Just gotta be consistent, and tonight was one of those nights where guys, a lot of credit goes to my teammates. I don't get those assists if they don't make those shots or if they don't finish those layups. But I just gotta, in those situations I don't get rushed anymore. I just try to make the best play possible, and and even if I gotta get a shot up for myself, there's so many ways I can do it, even while being double teamed, and I feel extremely comfortable shooting over double teams.
Thank you.
Next, we go to Dave McMenamin.
Joel, you and Ben hooked up for that alley-oop about midway through the third quarter. Did you think you had that passing angle the whole way when you dove? And is that a product of the chemistry you guys have been able to build over the years playing with one another?
Oh yeah, for sure. We can definitely read it. We've kind of run that play a lot in the past, but it was more when I was setting a screen for him. But we've been playing with each other for so long that we know each other. He knows me, he knows where I need the ball, and I also know I can get him open. So it was a good pass, and I just did my best to finish it.
It's time for one more question. We'll wrap things up with Lauren Rosen.
Hey Joel, Ferk's 14 points tonight are his new playoff career high. Can you tell us a little more about the lift he gave you guys, especially in that first quarter?
Oh, it was huge. We got that early lead because of him. Him coming on the court and carrying the bench, and he was huge. And even the second half, every time they seemed to make a run, he hit a big shot. Whether it was a 3 or whether it was a layup, so it was huge for us. And we got so many weapons. You don't know who's gonna get hot one night. You got the other night was Shaq, tonight is Ferk. But I just hope that we all put it together. Tonight was one of those games where I just felt like everybody that got on the court did their job. Dwight was great, coming in and creating second chances.